Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Hugo's Desk stream. I'm going to start by saying already that I am under the weather. I have a cold, and so be aware that maybe sometimes you're going to hear a runny nose or you're going to hear some coughing. I do apologize for that. But I'm going to try and persevere as best as I can. But yeah, I have a cold, unfortunately, and I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay. I was worse a few days ago, but I'm kind of on the recovery side anyway. So, but yeah, thank you so much for being here. I see a lot of familiar faces on the chat already, so thank you so much. You're always so kind and always saying hello to everyone. So as usual, we are streaming live on YouTube on Hugo's Desk, and we are also streaming at the same time on Twitch. And so it's up to you which one you want to watch it. But obviously, remember that on Twitch, there's usually less people watching. And so if you want to be part of the chat, maybe consider being on YouTube. YouTube is a lot more people on the chat. But I will continue to stream on both places at the same time, mostly because a lot of people like to support the channel through there. You know, they like to support the channel through the Amazon Prime Twitch subscription. And so I will not stop doing it on Twitch. And also, like, I like Twitch. It's a shame that it didn't work out a few years back when I was trying to become a partner. But, you know, now it's impossible to do it, really. But anyway, we were supposed to have 3 showreels today. We were, as I say, on the past tense. But unfortunately, 2 people canceled. And so pretty much last minute. So I had a cancellation about 2 hours ago, and I had another cancellation like 30 minutes ago or something. So we're only going to have 1 showreel today. Which, you know, the laws of the universe are applying anyway, so it is actually better, I think, because I am not feeling very well and I'm a bit under the weather, and I really want to recover, especially because next week on Tuesday I have a really important stream that I'm going to be doing here with CopyCat in the Foundry. So yeah, so I'm actually quite happy that I'm only doing 1. I do apologize that it's going to be a shorter stream, or maybe not. You never know. Like sometimes it takes forever to do showreel reviews anyway. You know me, like I can talk. And if I'm combined with someone else that can talk as well, then we are here forever. Especially if it's like a Portuguese and a French and a Portuguese and Spanish guy or something like that, then it works really well. But anyway, bit of housekeeping before we continue with the stream and before we call in our first contestant. Apologies. So yeah, you're gonna hear a lot about this, about sneezing, and I'm gonna put some drops. I do apologize for that. I did mute. So, okay. So we have quite a lot of things that I want to just like mention real quick. So, of course, today we are doing the second stream of this season, which is the 16th of October. But you still have 3 other streams. We have the 30th of October, which is now fully booked. And we have 14th of November and 25th of November. Those are not booked. So if you're interested, I keep saying this, you don't have to have a final show reel. It can be just a single shot. You can even have something that is not finished. Or maybe you just want some career help or career preview. Like, if you just want to chat or if you need some advice, it's not a problem. Like, you can always book anyway. So the booking link is on all these videos. All these videos have booking links and upload links as well. But if you still don't have it, the links are now on the chats. Thank you so much for all the kind words. Yes, I have a cold, and if it was 2 days ago, I was really sick. So if it would have been 2 days ago, I don't think I would have done the stream. So because I was really miserable a few days ago, but yeah, you know, at least the good news is that I'm not gonna pass the cold to all of you. If I was doing a workshop on a room, then I would pass on the cold to everyone. So yeah, so keep that in mind. 13th of November and 25th of November. The link is on the chat. If you want to come in to the show, it can be a simple shot. It can be like something unfinished. It doesn't matter. You can really bring whatever you want, or you can just have a chat with me. It's not a problem at all. You know, you just pick whatever you want. And as always, if no one shows up on those dates, what I will do is I will just do a fireside chat thing with a bunch of people coming in and trying to show shots or something. We'll just do something improvised. So that's for the next sessions. And these are the last showreel reviews of this year. You know, brought to you by BenQ, of course. Don't forget, BenQ is the sponsor. Ferrari is not the sponsor. I wish it was, but BenQ is the sponsor of the stream. Maybe I should email Ferrari to ask them if they want to sponsor the stream, because I've been using Ferrari shirts so many times on the stream. But I'm a huge fan of Ferrari, and I just want to make sure Lewis Hamilton has the support for next weekend. Well, this weekend, sorry. So the race is this weekend. So I'm always like expecting, come on guys, come on, give me something. But I'm always disappointed, of course. So yeah, thank you so much, BenQ, for sponsoring the stream as well. As always, you're always so kind with all the support. Can't thank them enough. They've been supporting these showreel reviews for years now. Okay, a bit of a housekeeping as well. I just want to let you all know I'm really excited about this. So next Tuesday, I'm doing an entire stream dedicated to CopyCat. And so I've been playing around with CopyCat quite a lot, and I'm really having fun with machine learning inside of Nuke. So basically, yeah, powered by BenQ and Ferrari, that would have been awesome. And green cola. Well, anyway, as I was saying, like, I'm really excited about this. This is going to be next week on Tuesday, so mark your calendars. Next Tuesday at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll be here for a few hours. What I've been doing with this, I even did a trailer this morning about this. What I've been doing is that I've done, like, I basically what I did was I went on, because it's part of the Disconstruction series that I do on YouTube. So it's always with real production shots. And so what I did was I went back and opened some older production shots that I did at the time with Roto and Paint and cleanup, and basically kind of figured, okay, at the time we had to Roto this and spent weeks doing it, and we cleaned up for weeks as well, and how good can it be? And so I basically picked up those shots from production and used CopyCat to try to replicate the same Roto and the same cleanup that I did at the time when I did the productions. And I had some surprising results. I won't say what it was, but you'll see it on Tuesday. So sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But I was quite surprised, and I was quite excited, and it worked a lot better than I thought. So I can't wait to show all of that to you. I've been preparing a lot of scripts for that because, of course, CopyCat needs a lot of processing power, and so I had to pre-prepare some scripts. But I have some surprises for you as well for everyone. And, of course, the coolest thing, as you probably figured out by the amount of Foundry logos there on that image, is that Foundry is sponsoring that stream, and they are giving away a Nuke Indie license for one viewer, one person on the viewer. So I'm also giving away, of course, my workshops as well. But yeah, this is not going to be the first one. We're going to do 3 Disconstruction streams with the Foundry. That will be the first one, and then about a month later, I'll do a second one with CopyCat again. And then about a month after that, in the 4th of December, I'll be doing a brand new stream with the new 3D system of Nuke. Nuke 17 has a new 3D system, which I'm beta testing right now, and we're going to go through that. It goes without saying that all of this stuff, the CopyCat, the new 3D system, the whole reason I'm doing these streams is because I'm preparing classes for my students. And so my students will always, I'll do these streams and I will be here for an hour or two, but if you want to go deeper into it on my classes, I'll have a lot of hours of footage and content with that. And with that in mind, I think this is an excellent segue to say that my courses are 70% off right now because of Halloween. So basically, you just need to go to the Shopify page, and I know a lot of you already are my students on the chat, but remember that we are doing a stream that will be recorded and people will watch it later. So for all of those of you watching the recording, then they maybe want to be interested on this. So if you guys are interested, my courses are 70% off, both the new course and the workshops. And you just need to use a checkout code called Halloween in caps locks. So that's the code. Just use the code and you get 70% off. And the bundle also works with 70% off. So, and I'm already letting you all know that in the coming few weeks, like there will be CopyCat classes part of this course because I'm including that now. I'm putting them into the course as I record them because as I'm preparing the CopyCat things for Foundry for the stream next week, I'm basically recording classes, and then the classes will be, of course, several hours, and then, of course, the stream will only be like an hour or so, and so I'm basically using parts of what I'm teaching on the stream, and then, of course, on the course as well. So yeah, so it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be cool. Yes, I'm really excited about this. Yeah, you're right, Yoshi. I'm really super excited. I don't think I've been excited like this for a long, long time. You know, I'm really excited about this. You probably know that. You probably know that I'm excited. I'm sick, but I'm excited. Okay, anyway, a couple of more things that I just wanted to let you know is that I've published the last stream, which was really cool. And the last stream was with Saint Walker, and I keep telling everyone that they need to get the book. And here's the book. I'm going to put my fancy camera there. So that's the book. It's free. Of course, this one is not free because this one is a physical copy, but you can get this for free, a PDF on, and you please read this book. This book is so good. It's so good. It's filled with amazing information. This is a book collected by St. Walker, which was on my stream last time, and the book is from the UK Screen Alliance and supported by the BFI and the UK lottery funds. And so this is an amazing book. You guys should really go through it. Check it out, have a look. You know, I really recommend it, and I'm gonna also like I'll put it here as well. That's the book. There's only 50 physical copies, but you know, and I'll put the link on put the link there on the chat, so because I have a link for that. Let's see here. So the handbook, which is free, by the way, so it doesn't cost you anything to get that book. It's a PDF. You know, it's really recommend you if you want to know how the industry works and if you want to kind of like go through certain things, or you can just watch. Yeah, the PDF. That's the link. Lavish. That's the link I just posted now. So it's and you can also watch it on the browser. You don't need to download the PDF. You can also watch it on the browser. So yeah, so that's cool. And also, like, you know, speaking of books as well, if you guys like food, you know, I'm always kind of like letting you know that we have this amazing book, Green Recipes for All, which is a book from my wife, from my lovely wife. Of course, I'm biased because I love her food, but if you're interested, this is a really wonderful book that you can also. I know it's a segue, but it's a book. So really lovely recipes, vegetarian, vegan, but it works for anyone. Really recommend you. It's a physical book, a paperback, hardcover, and also Kindle as well if you want. And that's the QR code. I need to like get away from the QR code, and I'll put the link on the chat as well. Sorry, I know I'm probably flogging quite a lot of things, but you know, that's how it works. Usually when I do the stream, I always do these intros, and I kind of like show you what I'm about to do and what it's up to. And so if you're interested, just look into that. I promise that this is one of the last things that I will do. Also, like, expect also, you know, if you like what you watch, always remember that you can support me on Patreon as well. So there are 3 tiers now, and you can support me by getting exclusive videos. You know, I just published an exclusive video today. I actually published a video about the Silicon Graphic machine that I'm actually working on now. And so if you guys want to support it, you can either become a Patreon or you can become a member. And if you become a member or Patreon, you have access to those new videos. I basically just published them yesterday, actually. You know, I'll show you real quick. Like, since we have a little bit more time, because since everyone almost canceled, you know, I only have one person showing up on the stream. So I'm gonna just like show you actually real quickly. So let's see here. So. Yeah, might as well, actually, might as well, since I'm here, I can also show you one thing that is really cool. So this is, of course, my YouTube channel, and just wanted to let you know that about that thing, about the members and the Patreons. If you go here, like the videos, if you're a member, then you have access to these member-only videos. So for example, this one is about that Silicon Graphic machine, which basically, like, it's just an exclusive video that I've published, and which shows kind of me installing this machine and running really old softwares on it and trying to go through it, how to install it, and how to actually load real footage into this machine from the 2000s, and actually loading Media Illusion and Matador as well, and actually compositing a shot in Media Illusion and Matador. This will become a video publicly on YouTube, but I'm just publishing these special kind of diary videos for my patrons and members, and just so they can see how the things are going. So this is quite cool. I'm really enjoying that. So if you want to become a member or a Patreon, then you have access to those like extra videos. And I want to let you know that Foundry, like YouTube suddenly made something completely new, which I didn't know. They have now a thing called courses, which is brand new, something that never existed. It just dropped yesterday. And basically, I noticed that you can now put courses here. So you can now put playlists that are considered online courses. And so I've made 3 published courses here. I made a Nuke course sample, which is 6 classes from my course as a sampler, and then I made an on-set supervision course with 3 classes, and I made the Nuke for beginners with 6 classes. These are old videos I have, but I can now group them as online courses. This is really cool, actually. This is really nice. I had no idea this existed, and it was just dropped by YouTube as a type of playlist. Really, it's nothing more than a playlist, which is really interesting. Like why they did this. Like I went out of the blue. It was just yesterday. So, which is a really nice way of like labeling certain courses and things like that. Yeah. Ewan Pin asks, what is the difference of Nuke courses, Nuke compositing online and the workshops? So the Nuke compositing course, that's a really good question. So I'll quickly show you. I'm sorry, I'm so nasal. I'm so sorry about that. Basically, where is it? I've lost it. I lost the plot now. Sorry. So yeah, wait a minute. Where is it? It's not here. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to open, sorry, just a second. There we go. That's what I wanted to, okay, cool. So yeah, that's a great question. So basically, oh, man, what am I doing? My mind is like lost. Okay. So the Nuke course is basically goes through all the nodes of Nuke, and it's a very basic beginner's course. And in fact, it kind of like, it has all these types of classes, like you have specific tracking classes and color correction classes and diffuse classes and grain management classes. These are all the classes that the course has. It has about 150 classes altogether, and they go through in detail from a beginner's point of view all the way to like a junior point of view of how to work in Nuke. That's kind of like the idea. And this course is together with me, and it's also with Ricardo Ferreira as well. So this is the course that is the main course that I did a couple of years back. And this is the course I'm updating now and putting CopyCat and everything. The workshops is something very different. The workshops is workshops, basically 7 workshops. And I basically do specific, so instead of going through the nodes, it kind of expects you that you already know something about Nuke. And so basically, I haven't done all of them, so the Sniper Elite is not done yet, but, there's a workshop, a cleanup workshop with Ricardo about this shot, and there's a workshop about this shot, and where I go through the entire shot, and these are some of the shots that are included on the workshops. There are 7 of them, and, we have a conform workshop, we have a production workshop, like, it's all written there anyway, but it's basically like, you go through the entire shot from start to finish, and I go through and guide you how to comp the shot. As opposed to the other course. The other course is just showing you the entire interface in Nuke and all the nodes and what they do. And then you get that knowledge and do something with it. And then the workshops, I'm actually doing the shots with you. So that's the kind of difference between the two of them, just so you know. Anyway, I've been yapping around and talking. I do apologize for that. And I really apologize for flogging so many things, but you guys all need to understand as well that I have to make a living as well. and a lot of people, I know a lot of you on the chat already have the course, but a lot of people watching on the recording don't, and I have to make a living. I need to sell courses, I need to get sponsors, I need to get Patreons and members, and so I do apologize that sometimes I might be pushing quite a lot of things, but if I don't do that, I can't survive as a YouTuber. And so it is quite tough right now on the sponsoring ship. Like, you get a lot of sponsors that give up or cancel or anything. So kind of like need the community to help keep afloat, of course, for the channel to keep surviving. And that's why I do sponsor streams. There's no other way of me having the time, because YouTube's like, you guys don't even imagine, but YouTube's algorithm is terrible these days, and you know, and you get so little money from YouTube ads. A lot of people think we get a lot of money. We don't. Like, it's preposterous how much money we get from a stream. You know, I'll show you. I don't have any problems on showing this. Like, let's look into this. Like, I'll show you real quick. So look at this. The last stream I did to the Showreel Reviews, I'm going to show you, which was 2 weeks ago. Look at this. YouTube's paid me 61 cents. Look, I did the entire stream it was 2 hours and 45 minutes. And I got 61 cents on that stream. So that's the reality of YouTube right now. I can show you another one. Like, look at the Core Skills book stream. I got a whopping £1.30. Look at that. How much things I'm going to buy with £1.30. So it's like, oh my God, I'm going to be rich. Even like the big streams, let's say, you know, even on videos, like if you go to, let's say we go to the AI video, the AI panel. Look at this. The AI panel gave me 11 bucks, 11 pounds. All of that thing gave me 11 pounds. It's just like, it's preposterous. YouTube is preposterous. I don't even know how you can survive with. It used to be better. So much better you don't even imagine. It used to be so much better. It was like, to a point that a couple of years ago you could actually make a living on YouTube. Not anymore. It's all broken right now. So it's really broken. So completely broken. You do hours and hours and hours of streams and you get 50 cents or one. Oh, and I didn't show you the best. The worst is the shorts. People like to talk about the shorts. I just published a short today about the CopyCat stream that I just did. I don't even think it even. Oh, it doesn't show revenue yet. It doesn't even show revenue because it's just published today. But I did a short last week about the Core Skills book. Look, I got 0.8 cents. I didn't even. It's not even 10 cents. It's 8 cents. That's how much 1,700 views gave me. 8 cents. It's preposterous. It's absolutely preposterous. I don't even know what to say. Like, you know, I don't want to like put the violin here, but it's just like, yeah, yes, exactly, Yoshi. I still have to pay taxes. Yes, I have to pay taxes, and it's preposterous. Like, so I had given up on YouTube's ad thing. It's just, yeah, pointless. Twitch is the best. It's the same. Twitch is exactly the same. The only thing with Twitch is that on Twitch you can kind of get paid by the membership. You know, the Amazon Prime subscription, you get paid by Amazon, and anyone that uses the Amazon Prime subscription into Twitch, you get 50% of the money. So I get like £2 or £2.5. I basically get £2.5 for each member I have on Twitch, and I have right now 2 members. So I'm getting a whopping £5 on Twitch. So it's just preposterous. It's like it used to be much better. Anyway, doesn't really matter. I'm just going to let you know. Before we go into the Showreel review, because that's the last thing, I'm saying this because a lot of times I get like people online asking me and telling me that oh, you should do this, you should do that, and have more views, and it's not as easy as people think. Anyway, I'm gonna just really quickly just mention, because I don't want to forget that BenQ is sponsoring this stream. It's amazing that they even help me with these streams, and I can't thank them enough. And for that, I am gonna also run their ads, because I could not exist without them. And so because of that, I'm gonna just run their ad real quick. It's only 1 minute long. And thank you so much, BenQ, for helping me actually keep this stream open. Thank you so much. I'll be right back, and then we'll do the show review, okay? Okay. Well, again, thank you so much, BenQ and Vincent, for all the support they gave me. It's sponsors don't pay a lot, but at least it's enough for you to keep going. And so thank you so much for sponsoring and give me the opportunity to talk with people and doing showreel reviews. This is it really is important. Yeah, people were asking if it's dollars. No, those were pounds, but it still doesn't really make any difference, really. It's still very little money. And yeah, so I see a lot of people on Twitch today as well. Thank you so much. A lot of people talking on the chat on Twitch, which is quite nice. I agree with you, Nikki. Subscriptions on Twitch are really the blood of the lifeblood of Twitch. But it's really hard to get people to subscribe as well. That doesn't happen either. As is the same as hard to get people to do Patreon or to do any of those things. So it's quite tough out there right now. I can't complain. I've been lucky enough to have a couple of sponsors here and there, and I have a few things, and so it kind of breaks even. So, but it's still quite tough out there for sure. You know. But hopefully things can become better. I hope so. I'm hopeful. That's how I could say it. Anyway, thank you so much, all of you, for being here. I'm going to shut up now. I do really apologize. I do have chapters on these videos, and so in the future, people watching these recordings, they can just click on the chapter and skip all of this if they want. It's not a problem. I'm very honest always, and so I'm just letting you all know the truth about things. That's how it goes with me. You know that. Anyway, so I'm going to bring in my... Let's see here. Oh, someone signed up for review just now, but I don't think I can... Let's see here. So I need to look into that. I'll look into that in a second. For now, I'm going to bring in our contestant number 1 right now. And hopefully this works really well. And hopefully, let's see here. So, okay. So I'm going to bring in Daniel and see here if they are here. Hello there. Are you there? Hi, Daniel.
Hey, Hugo.
Hi there. Apologies if I kept you waiting. I'm so sorry about that.
No problem.
And I told you by email that this was going to probably happen anyway. So I'm really happy that now I finally have a way of people watching me on the stream, and also you can watch me as well at the same time. So this is really cool. I finally figured out how to do it. Nice. So Daniel, thank you so much for joining today, and just wanted to thank you for joining the stream and to submitting a showreel. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and tell me what are you up to and how long you've been doing this, and yeah, tell me things.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on the stream. So I have been a web developer for the past 10 years, and but my whole life I've been, creative and definitely, loved film and TV. And I was like, I got to do something different before time and life gets away from me. So I just, I was making great money and just quit my job one day. I said, I got to do this before I get old and die, So
I feel you. I know exactly what you mean.
So I was like, but crap, what do I do now? And, a friend told me about Unreal Engine and Blender, and I started using it, and I fell in love with Blender specifically. At a motion design meetup group in Chicago, I was telling the guys about compositing in Blender. I'm like, this is really cool. I think I found what I want to do. And this one guy with a kind of a knowing smile said, I do all my compositing in Nuke, actually. And I was like, So I sure enough, looked into Nuke and just fell in love. And I'm just 100% all in, man. I just love it so much.
Cool, man. And so, but how long have you been into this journey then?
Literally compositing just a few months, 3-4 months.
Okay. Cool, man. In 3 months. Okay, so you already have a showreel in 3 months. That's really impressive. I kid you not. That's really cool. Okay.
Well, to be honest, so I went to I split my time between Chicago and Spain, where my girlfriend is from. I went to a film school in Spain, and all the stuff about film and cameras and things like that made total sense. So
okay.
I devoured all your classes super quickly. And,
oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Luckily, most of it made sense. So.
Oh, that's cool, man. I'm really appreciate you becoming a student as well and watching my classes as well. Thank you so much. Like, and so, are you calling now from Spain or from the
I'm in Spain right now.
You're in
Yep.
Spain right now. Okay, cool,
Hmm.
cool. That's not too far away from me. I'm Portuguese.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Where in Portugal are you from?
well, I'm from Porto originally, from the city
Okay,
of Porto. That's where I was born. But I live in London. I'm calling from London right now.
great. Hmm.
So I've been in London for almost 20 years now. But yeah, I was born in Portugal, in Porto, and I lived in Lisbon for a long time as well, while I was in Portugal. But I left. I mean, I left in 2006. So it's been a long time. I still return to vacations and to go to the beach and things like that.
Yeah, nice.
Of course. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just share my screen real quick because I'm going to because the stream is really delayed. So if you want to see the showreel of what I'm talking about and pointing out, you kind of have to see this Zoom call.
Right.
So I'm gonna share my screen. I think you see my screen now, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, cool. Okay. I'm just gonna point. Yeah, and I have your showreel here as well. I'm gonna just like remove. People are not seeing it yet, but they will see it in a minute. And so I'm going to also just put us there on the screen as well, so that people can see us as well while we're talking and chatting. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna just like make us on the corner there. Sorry, this is all a bit. I don't have a producer; it's myself alone, and so I'm just like doing this by myself. So it's not the fanciest setup. I do apologize. Before we even go into shots by shots, so this is the showreel you did in about 3 months, right? 3 or 4 months. That's what you mentioned, isn't it?
I actually started working on the showreel maybe a month ago.
Okay, cool. Okay, excellent. And so, how close is this showreel finished? Have you sent it over already to some companies? How is that going?
No, I've been asking just people I trust on LinkedIn if they wouldn't mind taking a look, like people in the industry, because I'm not in the industry yet.
Yeah.
So you know, I know never to send something before it's ready. You want to put your best foot forward. So
Yeah, that's a really good that's a really good piece of advice for sure, because unfortunately what happens is even if you send a showreel and it's not completely finished and then you decide to send an update, they might
yeah,
not they take a few months to kind of like look into it again, because
right,
there's so many people and so many talented people really like submitting that it's quite hard to get to.
exactly.
Okay, cool. And so I can see also that you have some really good work here, especially for such a short amount of time that you've been doing this. So congratulations on that. It's really quite impressive that you've accomplished this in such a short amount of time. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And so yeah, let's talk a little bit about this and shot by shot. And I'm going to give you some advices as we go along as well. So first off, I have to say this looks really nice, really slick. You have your email, your phone number, what you've done, the month. It's really nice. I think you did a really good job with this. It's really good from a presentation point of view to be quite clear like this. So congratulations on that. And then as we go into the first shot, which is one of the shots from my new course, which is a quite complicated Luma key and roto kind of shot. It was quite difficult at the time when we did it. This was a short film we did at the mill when I was still at the mill in London, and it was incredibly difficult. At the time, we had several people doing roto to try to come up with this, and I can see that you've presented this in a really well way. You showed all your stages, you showed all your shapes. It's really important for the recruitment people and the supervisors to see it in this way. I think you did a really good job with what shapes you've done, and I think from this point here, this is probably enough to start from. And then, of course, when you go and move into the compositing stage of actually comping the shot and everything, then you would probably add a few extra shapes and you add a few other little bibs and bobs. So which is good. This is the process that we usually do, and this is how we usually do the shot. So I think you've presented in a really nice way. So this thing is also cool that you've showed what you were doing. I'm not don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge fan of showing interfaces, because it's kind of like something that I don't usually do myself, but there's nothing wrong with that on showing the interface, as long as it's not too far, not too much time. So I think you did a good job there. You also did a really good job with the locks of hair. I think they look quite nice. Obviously, they are not perfect, of course. You probably still need to finesse the key of the hair. And I'm going to go back here and get a little back to the back here. Now, in here, at least this side here, I do think that you can probably pull a better Luma key. I believe you're missing some details of the locks of hair and just this kind of like messy little pieces of little micro hairs, which you can't really roto. You will never be able to really, well, you can roto it, but it's quite tricky to do, unless you do, I don't know if you probably know this, but you could still, even when you roto shapes, you can still do single lines with roto shapes as well, which sometimes people do. I think that's possible. I don't believe you did that because you ended up doing actual shapes, so you haven't done lines. But I think either you don't have enough of them, or I think you need more keying. Especially, I'm talking just on the left side. I think, especially when you put your composite here, you see you're missing. It's almost like he has wet hair. It's almost like he has gel on his hair or something. And I think you can definitely get that thing maybe a little bit more keyed. How is that?
Single lines? You mean like not open splines? Like
yeah. So you can use lines as well. You can use use open splines with the thickness of line and basically with one thickness, depends on.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's also possible. And so, but I still think that you can probably key this side. I definitely think that there's enough white. I don't have. Yeah, I should really load into the Nuke, but if you go to red, green, and blue, you probably should just try to judge which of the channels can probably give you a better Luma key. And I'm not entirely sure, but it kind of looks like to me that it potentially. I don't have the shot right now that I can't load it, but might as well. I open Nuke and that's fine. I can just bring in. Well, no, the QuickTime is not gonna work, but that's fine. I can just do this real quick. I don't have the shot with me here, but I can just like do this real quick, and just capture a JPEG, and then just bring it into Nuke, and just double check which. Obviously, you have access to the real piece of footage, which is the high quality piece of footage. I probably have. Right. That's right. Because this is from the course, right? So it's probably,
yes.
Yeah, I probably have it on this machine. I most likely have it. Let me just double check. I would have it probably on the showreels batch. Probably is on, let's see here, the fields. No, probably is on the fields. It would have been Shop 50. Yeah, I probably have it here. I think that's it. Yeah, that's the one. Sorry. I do have it. Never mind what I said. So, this is the actual shot that you are using. I'm going to just go a bit further so we have like a little bit more of the hair there. I think, let's double check here. So, yeah, so that's the, yeah, so this of course is very high dynamic range, and we have a bunch of more detail there. Now I'm assuming that if we go to the red, green, blue, I would say green would be your best bet. Man, so much compression on the ProRes, Jesus. This was shot with ProRes at the time, ProRes 444, but still ProRes is nothing against RAW. I wish they would have shot it in RAW. Blue is getting a lot of noise, and red is getting a little bit of noise. Green is really your best bet. I think you can probably Luma key this, so at least you have those locks of hair. That's what you, even by using the gamma and the f-stop, you see, this is what you're missing. These really micro locks of hair that you probably want to bring in. Maybe a Luma key, or maybe, Daniel, maybe you try an IBK. That could also do the trick. But you probably need to isolate that section and just work on that section on that left side, Yeah. IBK might be a good fit for that. But you have to try it. top of my head, I can't remember what we did at the time. But I can look
Hugo,
into that.
Could you also do an additive key for that? Since
You
it's
could,
so...
yeah, you could probably try that as well. I think someone is Lavish is saying extract soft key and then hard key and then merge them. Yeah, that's a good idea. So yeah, so maybe I think yeah, I think Yoshi. Yoshi is just telling me on Twitch that this shot was on Dropbox. Yes, it is. Thanks, Yoshi. So yeah, so at least that side, an additive. I would try an additive here, an IBK, a piece of Luma, and just see what I can get, and basically go there. Now this side is a bit more tricky. This side is exactly, but it's still kind of possible. I mean, you can still probably get away with potentially going a very soft Luma key with either the red or the green. It would still be the same process, trying to get something there that would resemble to getting some locks of hair. It will be more difficult though. So maybe on this side you would probably try to look into making splines in more shapes on that side as well. That could be a potential way of doing it. But I would still try other things as well. You know. Now going back to your shot, and also the other thing I would also try, especially for this, is, and this is like a skill set that you probably skill set that you probably could try, is I would definitely, after you've done this and after you're happy with your roto-in key, I would definitely try to do the same exact exercise in CopyCat, because I definitely think you can probably use CopyCat to help you in some way on this, and even if you don't get an accomplished key by it, it would probably be good for you to show that you know how to use it, because these days a lot of companies are using and depending on using CopyCat to develop their base core matte skill, matte, you know, and make the core matte and then improve on top of that. And so by you showing you that you can actually operate with it and you know how to do it, and could be a good idea. You know, maybe even showing your final result and then showing next to it side by side, here's the CopyCat version that I've also tried to mess with. And because you have such good roto already made, this is actually a great exercise for you to learn CopyCat, because then you can, I don't know if you tried CopyCat yet. Have you tried it?
No, I've heard about it a lot. So
yeah. So if you pick up CopyCat and how it works, I'll explain all of this on Tuesday, because I'm doing a masterclass on Tuesday on YouTube about CopyCat. So you can come over on that and then watch that, or watch the recording. It will be on VOD on YouTube as well. So, and I'll show all of that with a keying example as well. But on CopyCat, the way it works is you need to give him references. And so if you were doing a shot like this, you would probably pick up 5 or 6 frames that you would use as reference, and then CopyCat would try to mimic what you've done from a pixel level and try to apply it to the other frames that are missing. And so because you have those really good rotos done already, could be a great exercise for you to feed them into the CopyCat. So watch my video on Tuesday, either on stream or on a VOD. It will be available for free on YouTube. And maybe try to follow along, and because I do have one that is on keying. It's not on this shot, but actually I could do this shot. I'll look into that. Maybe I'll open this shot as well on the, because it's quite easy for you to kind of like try it and test it, you know. So cool. Yeah. So Lavish is asking me what is CopyCat. CopyCat is a machine learning node inside of Nuke. It's been around for like 3 years, but I only really would say that only this year I really would recommend it. I think it's, ever since Nuke 16, it's been really improved, the CopyCat node, and it's really much more robust right now. And it is, I will tell you this, Daniel, it's slow. It's really slow, so it's going to take a while, but you can leave the machine learning running overnight. That's what I've done. For
is it a plugin or
no? It's part of Nuke. It's part of Nuke.
Okay.
So it's in here. See, it's in here. CopyCat. You have a CopyCat node which does that, and then you have the inference, which is to give the result, and then you have a deblur, an upscale, and the creator, and then also Foundry has a bunch of them. CopyCat pre-made templates with denoising, with optical flow, with upscaling. There's a bunch of already kind of pre-made CopyCat approved. I'll show you the Catry thing. I'll do all of this on Tuesday, but since it was a good segue, so I might as well show you anyway, because I think it would. Right now, if you're sending a showreel, and you're doing junior work in roto and keying, you need to really show skill sets that can be used with machine learning. And this is what I was telling you about. Cat3 is like a collection of templates that the Foundry has made. And so you have like matting templates, depth templates, flow estimation templates, segmentation templates. There's a bunch of them here. They're not perfect. None of them are perfect. They kind of do a bit of work. You know, they're machine learning based. But the cool thing about this is that it's ethical machine learning and AI, because it's all done in your machine. And I've tested this. I've switched off internet and it still works. So this is all, it's all basically machine learning with your own script. So basically, the only thing you're feeding to the machine learning algorithm is your own project and your own shots and your own footage. So basically, it learns from whatever you've done. That's why it takes so long, because it's going through your shot multiple times to try to understand how it works. And so that's why I say it's an ethical type of machine learning in AI, because it's not using like some random piece of footage that someone else was on, or it didn't pick up a thousands and thousands of pieces of footage without their consent. You know, so it's not done like that. But yeah, you have to train the model, and usually for a shot like this, I would say that it probably will take 9 or 10 hours to train the model. You know, we'll probably, depends on your graphic card. It's all by GPU, so if you have a nice graphic card, you'll be fine. You know, so okay. So I would definitely, like I said, really focus on trying to get a Luma key on this side and try to see what you can come up with the other side. Yeah. By using a combination of Luma key, maybe using, maybe try also using suppression, you know, maybe green screen suppression tools. The same way we remove green spill. Could you try to remove some of the green from this plate using green spills, dispilling? You know, that could be a way to trying to do it. You know.
Yeah, I tried that. I was trying to get rid of that in the leaves in the frizzy part of the hair on the right side.
Yeah.
And it was just like either destroyed or washed out.
Well, sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes you can't get it to work, and you'll end up having to roto and doing it by hand. It is what it is sometimes. This is sometimes why we have film. And in fact, on this final project, when we did the film, it's not really perfect, the key on that side. It's not at all. Like the roto and key, when we delivered the film, if you really zoom in, it's a bit off. But you see this on movies and films all the time. There's always certain stuff off because they were badly shot. You know, this was definitely badly shot, and it was not considered. The VFX supervisor on set on this project, which wasn't me. I just wanted to let everyone know that they were, I guess, having a coffee at that time or something. But this would definitely be something that would trigger an alarm. For me, if I was on set on this, I would have definitely told the first AD and the DOP, could you just please put a flag there, either a black flag or a white flag or a green flag, anything behind that hair, you know, to try to still maintain the lightness, because they wanted this over bloom look, but at least have a straight color background. Could have worked with white, could have worked with green, blue, anything but this, you know. So if I would have been on set, I would have done that. Robbie on YouTube is asking if CopyCat is available on Nuke Indie. That's a great question. Maybe someone can check. I don't know. I think it is. I actually don't know. I don't have Nuke Indie, but I would assume it's there. If it's not there, I need to complain with the Foundry. It should be there. I'm not sure. Maybe someone can go and check. So, yeah. And also, Wanpin is saying that it's been really difficult to use CopyCat with 4K footage. Yeah, I really would recommend you to downscale the footage to train the models. Sometimes what I do is I downscale it all the way to HD or to 720p, train the models up, and then slowly start training it with higher resolution slowly before I fill up the VRAM. But 12 gigs of VRAM is not much, no. I mean, if you can find more, that would be better. Yeah. So, for reference, I have 64 gigs of VRAM on my graphic card. Okay, so yeah. So, Daniel, I think you have quite a lot of work to still do on this shot. I like your background that you've picked. One thing I would just say, this is nothing special, but since you've put a quite weathered background, I would really bring back the rain. Well, not key it. What I mean is put rain on the shot. I would definitely go ahead and find a piece of footage, or maybe at Action VFX, or maybe at any other type of stock, and maybe put some rain in, because it would help to get the shot into that thing. It's not raining a lot on the real plate, but it's raining enough, and so you can probably find a piece of rain that would look really nice here, and it would look like it's part of this, So it would kind of look like, oh, it's all part of it. And of course, if you really have time, you could paint in these big lumps of rain into the plate. So by just going back here, let's say, oh, maybe I'll look. I have the plate here. Might as well do it here, because it's sorry, I need to get my pen. Let's see here. So I'm just gonna lower. I think if I see one of the big drops of there we go. This one, for example, you see this big one here, and it's also here. It's quite easy for you to follow along and actually paint it in really subtly. You can just paint in some random little lines, or maybe even use this one and comp it in. So the really big ones, you can just bring them in, and then have an extra layer of rain from stock that would come into this thing. That would be quite cool, nice, I think. It would improve quite a lot of the realism, and it would be a nice touch for your final comp. And I know it's just an example to show the roto, but since you've picked a really nice background that actually matches quite nicely with this thing, we might as well put a bit of rain as well. I think it could be nice.
Right.
The light is not completely matching, but I don't think it matters. You could believe that he's picking up a lot of light from this cast sky. I mean, it could. I think I would believe it if I would watch it. So. One thing I also would recommend as well is that since this is semi-transparent, I would try to key in a little bit of this mountain behind, So just maybe put a little bit of semi-transparency in here, just so you can feel a little blurred something, shadowy thing that is behind this thing,
Nice.
Something. It doesn't need to be perfect, but as long as you feel that there is something there. I don't think the plate has a reference for that, but it's easy for you enough to... Yeah, this stuff is not thick enough to be noticeable. But I know, you know what you mean. It would be like a little darker thing.
Like a hint of that mountain.
Yeah, exactly. You can blur it in and stuff like that.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's move on. I'm sorry, I need to just blow my nose. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to mute. Okay.
I'll have some tea.
I do apologize for that. I really am under the weather, so like your piece of footage. I feel like your piece of footage. Okay, so marking removal. This is actually one shot that I'm actually going to cover on the stream on Tuesday. So I'm going to actually pick this shot up on CopyCat and do the entire paint. And the cool thing about, and you're going to be quite depressed when you see my stream, I think, because what I did on the stream, and I've done this, I've tested it several times because I couldn't believe myself. And so what I did was I opened up the shot and I painted one frame of this face, just one frame. And then CopyCat picked it up and did all the other frames for me by itself. And I was quite shocked I was shocked and surprised. It actually worked. And I was like, oh, this works. I couldn't believe it.
Even in the smile line?
Yeah,
on the right side?
It worked fine.
Wow.
I didn't, no, apologies. I did 2 frames. Yes, that's right. I did one frame, which was, you'll see it on Tuesday. I did one frame, which was at the very beginning to give me I think it was at the beginning, that give me just the normal thing. And I think I did another frame. Well, I don't want to be a liar, so I'll just open the script and see. I can't remember anymore I'll open the script and I'll show you. That would have been because I've prepared all the scripts. I'm preparing the scripts for the stream on Tuesday, so I have them all here. So give me just 1 second. Just 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So this is the old script that we had at the time. Oh, it's not this script. Sorry. Open the wrong one. So that would have been... Yeah, I need to like open it manually. So it would have been... Yeah, 15. That would have been yesterday. Yeah, so it would have been that one. Sorry, I opened the wrong version. I opened this last night. That's right. It was version 8. That's why it wasn't working. Okay, cool. That's working. It's gonna take a while to load because it's gonna load up the whole thing with the CopyCat inference and everything. So give it a second. Okay, so this was the old script that at the time. This shot was done by one of my students, and so because this was a short film I did on a university school, and so I supervised the shot, and then I did a lot of the CG. But then some of my students on my school, they did the roto in the paint on some shots, and so yeah, it was only 2 then. So no, 3. It was 3. So basically, I picked up this shot here, and I painted it in 3 different occasions. So basically, I had this is the render of the cleanup already made. So I had this frame that I painted, and then I had, let's see, I'll append the clips here. So I had this frame, and then I had that frame. So I had with the mouth like that and the open mouth, and then when she's smiling at the end, and then the final one is a cropped version. So I had, and this is the cropped version of the first frame. So I only did 3. So basically I painted 3 frames, and then I left this overnight. It took like 5 hours to do the machine learning, and it did the whole thing. Yeah. Like it did the whole thing by itself. So at the end, I can't run this because the machine is gonna crash if I do that and I'm streaming. On Tuesday, I'm streaming on a different box so that the stream doesn't go down by the GPU of this thing going. But I'll show you. This is the already done. This is the node that I get from CopyCat, and so it takes a while. But I needed to render it as a EXR, but I'll just load it real quick for you to see. So this is from those 3 frames that I painted, plus the cropped version of one of the frames, because you need to kind of tell CopyCat, this is the part you want to care, not anything else. You don't want to look at anything else but the face. And so what you're watching now, this is the actual rendered version of CopyCat that he did by himself. So this is the painted version. And this is the whole point of my stream on Tuesday. I'm showcasing the old method and how you would do this. And then I would show a new variant done by CopyCat and then compare it with a difference math and see how good does it go. It doesn't work all the time, Daniel. So it worked really well here. It didn't work on another shot. There's another shot I have that didn't work at all. And then one roto worked really well and the other roto didn't work really well. So it's a bit of a case-by-case scenario and the amount of time you have to train it. This is the result. So as you can see, it looks perfect. And this is the final result. And it took me like an hour to do the frames, maybe less than that, and then it took me the processing power of the machine learning, which I wasn't here, I was sleeping. And when I woke up, it was done. So, and that's why I was saying that I'm going to make you depressed. But it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter because you did it the right way. And
it was good practice, that's for sure.
Exactly, and not only that, like I said, I did another shot and didn't work on that shot. So you would still need to do the job anyway if you can't get it to work. But what I want to show on Tuesday is that a lot of times you can get CopyCat to get like half of the way done, and then you can kind of like do the rest. I always remember on an interview at the before and afters for Dune Part 2. And so you've seen Dune 1 and Dune 2, right? Yeah. So on Dune Part 2, as you probably know, the Fremen have blue eyes, and like on the book. And so on Dune Part 1, they did the entire eye color correction with rotoscoping because at the time CopyCat didn't really exist. And so they did the whole thing by hand. And when the second film came in, they kind of figured, could we try CopyCat to see if this works? And so what they did was they loaded the entire Dune 1 as a reference frame, all the shots from Dune 1 that they rotoed. They brought it into the machine learning algorithm, and then they processed the footage of Dune 2 to do the same with the eyes. And VFX Supervisor on the interview says that they had about a 60% success rate. And so they had about 60, I think it was 60 to 70% of the shots worked just fine. And the blue was completely done by CopyCat with machine learning by itself. And then the other 40%, they had to do it by hand because it didn't really work. But so it's a bit of a hit and miss sometimes, but it worked really well on this shot, but sometimes it doesn't. So that's the thing. So that's why it's kind of really important for you to kind of still know how to do it, and which you've proved that you've done. This looks really flawless, and you even see how you did the tracking here, and you show the tracking that you've done, which is all green, which is really nice, and yeah, and then the result is all here. It looks really nice. The grain looks nice. The whole thing is looking really nice. But again, like I said, like it could be a nice exercise for you to try this entire shot again on CopyCat.
And I will, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and just give it a go. I'm doing this shot on the stream anyway, so you're lucky. You'll have a full way of doing it through there. You know, so now my next step with this is that I want to use. Just open up this. So this would have been shot. I believe it's shot. I can't remember on the top of my head. So. What I couldn't get to work was this. I'm going to show you. Asset. So this would have been sequences, doctor, shot. Which one is it? Oh, I switched off Dropbox, so I can't. Is it this one? No, I think it's this one. It's one of them. I just can't remember top of my head which one it is. Maybe it's 30. I can't remember. Let's just double check. Because I switched off Dropbox, so I don't have the green little lines next to it. And so now I don't really know. Yeah, it's this one here. So this is the one that didn't work. So I had this guy here. And I was trying to use the same training to remove to him. Didn't quite work. Kind of worked. It was like a little bit hit and miss. So I need to work more on it, and I think I need to give him more frames, and I need to kind of give him more machine learning time, maybe several days or several nights, or maybe the entire weekend, just for him to figure out a bit more. It's a more difficult shot for sure.
Yeah, he's moving a lot more.
Exactly, but I still think it's possible. It's just that I need to test a bit more. And then again, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't really matter for me if the machine is working overnight or working the weekend to try to get the machine learning to work. Apart from the electricity that it spends, of course, that's kind of a factor as well. But I'm not working, you know, I'm not doing something else, and so that's kind of why I want to see if I can get it to work, and I think I will. But by Tuesday I will know more, because I'm still working on this thing for the stream on Tuesday. So I by then I will kind of see where I go into this. Yeah. So anyway. Moving on to, I do apologize that we're doing the review, but we're talking about so many other things. I do apologize. I hope it's okay with you.
Oh, no, man. I appreciate everything. Yeah.
You're also a bit lucky because the other people canceled, and so I have a lot more. I don't have anyone else after, you know, so we can talk a bit, and as well, as long as you have the time to be here.
I have time. Yes.
Yeah. So, because no one else is waiting after. Usually there's someone waiting, and I'm always apologizing. I'm so sorry, I'm late. But this time there's no one else waiting. So, okay. So, next up, this shot: wire removal, clone painting, frame offset. And so, let's have a look. So, where did you get this piece of footage by it? Did you film it or?
No, I got it from Envato, just stock footage.
Ah, cool. So, yeah, and she's flying to her death. Okay, this is really well made work, really good work. Again, I would give you the same advice I gave you before. The rope removal, I definitely think that probably CopyCat would be a way of trying this out. Definitely think so. If you want to make your life even more difficult, if you wish, I would let you know that I would remove these straps from the body.
You know, I thought about it, but then it made it look weird.
Did you try it on a few frames and it looked really weird?
At the end of the fall, like the whole harness system looked unrealistic. So.
Okay. That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
It was good practice actually creating motion blur for that strap at the end.
Yeah, I bet it was.
That right there. Yeah.
One thing that I would say is that it would be nice if you had some kind of breakdown like you did on the other shots. So
Okay.
if you could show anything with your roto or with what you've done or any way to represent what you've actually done, I think that could be a nice touch since you have it on the other shots as well, you know. So I would definitely do that.
And that was literally just a ton of painting.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, maybe
okay.
then there's nothing to show. Or maybe you could do a time lapse of the painting being shown up or something. You could do like a boop, 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 all the painting being put in. You don't have to. Like I'm just like saying. Okay, this shot here. What is this all about? Like, is this also a plate that you found somewhere?
Action VFX.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's the original plate, green clear, pre-molt, and Corky. Yeah, this is really good. It's flickering a little bit, but it's in the background. Was that also from Action VFX as well?
No, that was from Envato. I was trying to, because in the plate, the lighting changes colors.
Okay, I see.
So I was trying to find something that, I don't know. It's hard to find something that could kind of match that.
Yeah, but I think you did a good job. I think it kind of looks. It's a bit noisy in the background, but so you know maybe if you could denoise it a bit, I think it could look nice by using a denoiser. My advice, if you have the budget, the denoising tool from Neat Video is the best in the market and the best in standards of the industry by far. It's the best. It's not very expensive, and I think it's like $100, 150, or something like that.
What's it called, Hugo?
It's called Neat Video. So that's the industry standard for. I'll put it up on the screen. Neat Video. So that's I know it. I'll tell you this then. It doesn't look much when you look at this website. It doesn't look like it looks like something from the 90s. This is a terrible website, but don't get fooled. This is definitely the industry standard for cleanup of noise and grain. It's by far the best in the market on doing that. And
is it good for putting grain back in, or
no? It does not do that. It's only to remove it. So it's a different kind of approach. At least until last time I checked. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've done that in but I don't believe so. The cool thing about this is that it exists for every single software imaginable in the world. So it works for DaVinci, for Final Cut, for Nuke, for Fusion, for Flame. They've done a version for everything, so which is nice as well. I have it for both Nuke and DaVinci as well. If you don't want to spend the money, because I think this. Well, let's just have a look. How much is it these days? I have bought it so long time ago. I don't even know. Yeah, okay, so it's a bit expensive. $289. Okay, it's a bit expensive. You could try like maybe. I'm sure they have a trial. If this is too expensive, DaVinci is free, and DaVinci has an amazing machine learning denoiser. So maybe you could download DaVinci, which is free, the free version of it, and you can load that background into DaVinci, run the machine learning denoiser there, and a bit of temporal denoising as well, and maybe that could look nice. You know, I've done that lately. The DaVinci's denoising sometimes is as good or better than Neat Video, not for all shots. Neat Video is still the best for really, really, really good keying and really trying to clean things, because it's much better than Furnace and much better than any denoiser that Nuke has. The denoisers in Nuke are terrible, and I'm quite surprised that Foundry hasn't bought this. This is done by a very small team, this plugin. It's been around for decades. But like I said, and also the website looks like it's been done for decades ago. It's quite strange how bad it looks. But yeah, so that's
best for low light.
Sorry, yeah,
it's best for low light.
Yeah, very good for low lighting, for flicker, for even like they show here, dust and scratches, and really like a lot of sensor noise is really good for that as well. Incredibly good. It's like sometimes I'm surprised on how good it looks, and like what you're doing here for CG. So it's really good for CGI, removing noise and everything. So have a look. There's a demo. You could try the demo and see if it's worth a shot. But the DaVinci thing is free. The stuff in Nuke, I mean, it's not very good. I'm sorry, Foundry. If you're listening, it's not very good. So, and that's why everyone uses Neat Video. So, because it's kind of like really the way to go. There's also a bit of a hacking thing that some people have done, where you could because the Nuke version is really expensive, but the Final Cut version is cheaper and the DaVinci version is cheaper. So I've seen people buying the Final Cut version or the Premiere version and the Nuke version and the DaVinci version, processing plates there and then bring them into Nuke. So that's also a possibility as well to do it. So of course the Nuke version is more robust because it covers 32-bit float, and it covers like full dynamic range on like in Nuke. But DaVinci also it doesn't have float, but it has 16-bit. It can go all the way to 16-bit. So sometimes it's enough, So anyway, I don't get paid by them. Just wanted to let everyone know that I'm not sponsored by Neat Video. I just really like their plugin. I actually never really even talked to them, but I've bought the plugin years ago. So yeah, and I can't recommend it enough. And every company that I've worked in my life always had a license of Neat Video installed on the machine, on the company. Okay, so for your keying, I can kind of see that you have a lot of flickering going on, and you kind of see it on the alpha. Do you have an alpha later? Let's just double check. No, you don't. So I would wish that I wanted to see that alpha in full screen. That's one thing I wanted to see. Well, myself, not that you need to put it on the comp, but I can kind of see that there is. You see there, like you see that block that goes in and out. You have some flickers there. Sorry. So sorry about that. You didn't hear it, did you? No.
No.
Okay, good. Yeah.
No worries.
I'm having a really tough cough because of my cold. Yeah, so I can kind of already see that you have blopping, like blobs on your key, and you also have inconsistency in the key. This could be from either, I don't know if the plate had noise. Does the plate have noise? Did you denoise it before?
I denoise it. It had very little noise, but I did denoise it.
Yeah, so that could be coming from there. What kind of keying did you use? Like, don't me asking.
So the edge, I did IBK.
Okay.
Core mat, I did prime mat.
Okay.
Then I did a garbage mat.
Okay.
Then an additive key.
Okay. Maybe
the edge was hard.
Yeah, maybe I would say that IBK is definitely one good way to go, but maybe keep the IBK, and maybe if you could bring in key light and see if you can get a really ultra soft key light for that section of the hair.
Yeah.
So that you can fill in the hair that is missing with a really soft key. So basically try to put everything together,
Piece it together, yeah. Yeah, no, I knew I should have done some more of that.
Yeah. This is definitely one thing that I do not believe CopyCat will do good. So there's no way CopyCat is going to do this. At least not that someone is listening to this recording 10 years from now, I'm sure it works fine now. But right now it does not. Like in 2025, there's no way CopyCat is going to run this key correctly with the hair. It's going to give you...
Hugo, they're going to be laughing at us in 10 years.
I know they are. But anyway, like for now, like right now, I don't believe you can pull it off in 2025. Because it's just really impossible for it to figure out this complexity. It's too complex. And even if you give it a lot of interest and give it a lot of reference frames, you cannot... By the time you're done with all the reference frames, you've done the whole thing already. Like there's like a compromise between how many frames did you do to give it as reference and how much you're letting him do. Like by the time you're doing 50% of the work, might as well do the work yourself. So there's that balance, of how much time it would take you to process the thing and do the machine learning versus how long it would actually take you to do it. So I think people need to have that in mind. The example with the little dots on the face, that's a quite simple thing for the machine learning to figure out because it's just black dots. That's it. But this is really tricky. So if anything you can do, especially for this, you see on this side here, you see all these blobs and all these kind of incoherent things going on. Just go in with the key light, see if you can pull in some detail, maybe do it in patches, little sections on this side. You can even have a key light for this side and a key light for that side and just have several key lights. I know it's painful and really tricky, but using several key lights with different settings and then channel merge them together to build the core of that hair detail with some soft keys together, Just basically use everything you can find. Maybe even try Primate. I mean, Primate is there. Maybe give it a go. You know, do you have Nuke X or Nuke?
Yep.
Yeah, so then you can use Primate and you'll have it there. I believe Primate is not available on the non-commercial version. That's why I was asking. So yeah, and hey, maybe even go to Nukipedia, see what they have there in terms of additive keyers, and always go there and look at the keying tools and see the ones that have more downloads. Those would be the ones that maybe were the ones more usable. There's a few people on the chat giving some advices with soft keys and IBKs. Maybe go through the chat and read as well. People are always very helpful, which is really nice. Thanks. Yeah.
I did see there was an additive keyer made by Tony Lyons, I think.
Yeah, Tony Lyons has a really good one for sure. Yeah, maybe try that. You know, he's really good. He's amazing. Couldn't recommend enough. Andrew on Twitch is asking if the AI tools are free in DaVinci. They are, yeah. I believe the DaVinci... Is it only the paid version? Oh, maybe you're right, Nikki. I don't know. I don't have the... I have the paid version of DaVinci. What I did was, like, I bought... I bought this, like, the editor key thing, and it comes with DaVinci. And then when I bought another camera, it came with DaVinci as well. And so I have several licenses DaVinci because of that. Because every time they sell a camera, they give you the DaVinci license. So I need to look into that. Maybe it is only on the paid version. You're probably right. Then I would say the paid version is $250, which is the same price as the plugin. So it is more worth buying DaVinci than buying this plugin. That's for sure. DaVinci is really good. It's really a good application. So yeah. Okay. That would be what I would tell you. I think really the keying of the rest, the edges are looking quite nice. I think you did a good job with the blurring and depth of field of the fingers, and it's in a good place. It's really just the locks of hair, internal locks of hair, that are looking a bit weird. I also think you did a really good job with the integration, the lighting of the CG with her, and you did a really good job on picking the background. It's really nice what you've picked. It kind of looks like she's there, you know. So you definitely did a good job. I would do one thing though. Do you show the raw plate? Yeah, you do. The raw plate has no reference whatsoever. Jesus. Okay, it has not even a tracking marker there. What I was going to say is that, and you probably know this by knowing so much stuff about cameras, as we go closer to her, you need to increase more and more the depth of field on the back. I think it needs to be even more than this, because the lens, you know, the rack, the AC will be like defocusing more and more and focusing more on her. So I would increase.
I did a ramp,
and
a defocus, but maybe it wasn't strong enough. I tried not to like exaggerate it.
Maybe it's the other way around. I think you did good on the end. It's probably the beginning that needs to be sharper, because
too much,
because this wide it would be sharper. I think
right.
I think it would be sharper on the background. Maybe that's what's pulling me off out of it. But of course the problem is that it's going to show you more the noise, so you need to like do something about all this noise on the background, which could be a problem. It's quite noisy. Not the flicker. The flicker is fine. It's like the servers are doing something, or there's some alert or something. But the noise especially on this side here, is quite tricky. So, yeah. Having said that, like, this is a quite simple thing to project if you wanted. Like, you could put a...
Like 3D camera?
Yeah, you could probably put a bunch of cards on this thing. This is just a rendered background you found, right?
Yeah, just stock video.
Yeah. It could be simple enough for you to project it on pieces of cards and just have a still projected, and then just maybe comp in the lights. I'm giving you a lot more work now, but I'm just like thinking if you can't denoise it.
Honestly, I should just make it myself in Blender. And
that is true. And if it gets flickering on Blender, you could definitely bake it, because you could bake the geometry with the lights and everything, and then just have the extra lights on the side. That could work. Yeah, okay, so on YouTube here, ShuvoFX says, "Hello, Hugo. I tested CopyCat in production shot for very advanced cleanup, and results shocked me. It was too good. I don't like Gen AI too, but ML is helping the future soon." definitely agree with you, Shu. Like, that's what I was telling Daniel here. I think most of the shots that Daniel has here, except this one, I think could be accomplished with machine learning. And like I said on the beginning of the stream, machine learning is with CopyCat inside of Nuke is definitely very ethical. It's not like generative AI. Generative AI, we have no idea where it came from and what is happening on the algorithm and what they use to train it. And I would really stay away from it. It's a lawsuit happening, and people need to really be careful with it. I think machine learning is a very different approach. That's the approach that both Blackmagic with DaVinci and Foundry with Nuke are doing, which is the correct approach to do it. But yeah, so you have some improvements to do on this shot, but it's already looking really good. All of this, then, Daniel, this is outstanding work for someone doing it for a few months. So I can't. I'm telling you all these notes, but this is really, really good work for such a small period of time that you've been doing it. So,
dude, thank you. That means a lot.
So,
like, I wanted to make sure I had the competency.
Yeah, and you do, man. Like, this is already at this stage, by 3 months or 4 months that you've been giving to this, you're already on a really strong junior stage, which you could get into a company and work. And I just think that you need to look into CopyCat as well to make you more employable as well, because then you can put that on your CV saying that you know how to use CopyCat and that you've actually tried it, and here's an example, and I think that would help you.
I made sure to learn Silhouette and Mocha Pro too after your last.
And Silhouette have really good machine learning tools as well.
Okay.
I actually need to contact Silhouettes. They've contacted me a while ago, and I need to talk to them again because I really think I should do a few classes on it. I need to look into that. Cool.
Have you used it a lot yourself for roto and painting, or?
No, I haven't. No, I'll be honest. Now CopyCat is really the only time that I'm actually delving into all of these things, because as I progress through my career, we've always had juniors and mid-level people doing the roto and the key for me. And especially when I was still at the mill and at Fire the Smoke and even at Sony, we would outsource all the roto and key. So I would get either the splines, which we would have to adapt, and fix, or we would have to key on top, So, sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. It went away. So okay, so tell me a little bit about this. What's going on here?
So I found this stock video again on Envato.
Cool.
I remember Claudia Cermak said it's better to use a blank screen than a green screen for.
Yeah, it's because of the reflections. Yeah,
because you get the reflections.
Yeah, that's why.
I wanted to find something like that.
Yeah. It's a very common misconception, except when you need light source. Like, if you need this is a daytime shot, so there's no way this light would even be that much affecting the fingers and everything. But if you're comping a screen that is on nighttime or inside a room or in bedroom or whatever, then maybe you could use gray screens with tracking markers that would still have a little bit of light, but also keep some of the reflection. So splitting the difference, gray would give you enough light to then pump the light with grading to have that light source on the fingers. Yeah. But still give you some reflection.
The tracking on this was really hard.
Well, of course, there's no tracking markers there at all. Yeah. And there's another trick as well, which is to film the real reflection. And I've done that in the past with either having witness cameras on set to film the actual face of the person. I've also done a hack once where I put the camera of the iPad filming internally. And so there are ways for you to keep it running. We did it at the time. We managed to keep the camera of the iPad filming the person's face, but also the screen would still be the gray, so it would be on the background filming. And so that gave me the video that I could put then on the reflections of some kind of that face. So that could work as well on some occasions. It doesn't work on everything, of course, because the angle and the lens could be a bit different. But so I think you did a really good job with the track. It moves a little bit, especially if you go frame by frame. You see,
I had to tweak it by hand so much.
You see that like it's moving a little bit there. Mm-hmm. The cool thing about this, Daniel, is that when you film a screen and it kind of gives you some awkward refresh rate problems. Kind of looks like that. So it's not the end of the world, because I could believe that the refresh rate is kind of like messing with the sensor and it's not working really well. But it does move a little bit over so slightly, especially more to the end there. There's a big movement here, you see, like if I go frame by frame, there's quite a few movements there. And especially, the biggest problem is the inconsistency with the edge. You see that the edge there, black, is a little bit, and then it becomes smaller, and then becomes bigger, it becomes smaller. So this could be a problem. Like, it makes it a bit of a awkward thing. And then the other thing as well is, let me just, it's a quite long shot. I think you need a lot more softness for the fingers. Like, if you look closely here, this is way too sharp, these fingers. Do you have the original footage there with the finger? Oh, no, we don't have the footage.
No.
But you see, you have like this white line and very sharp edge on the fingers. This needs to be smoothed out, and maybe using an edge extent to kind of remove the whitish edge as well.
Well, it's funny because I used an edge extend to get rid of the black outline because of the black screen.
But now you have white, because it makes really no sense to have white when you have red. So if anything, it should be a red line and not a white line. Definitely edge blurring and fixing your edge extent would work, and especially as the person moves up there, you see you also don't have enough motion blur on that edge as well. Especially when she moves here. Like look in here, like that movement is too harsh and it's jittering. It doesn't have enough motion blur on the edge. So you need to kind of fix your edges, especially here. Look here. Look at how blurred and nice this edge there, and then it gets in here and it's not. It's kind of really sharp, and it needs to be this blurred. Of course, with the brightness of the screen, it goes in a bit, but it still needs a little bit more. So it's a combination of fixing your edge blur and more motion blur, and going through those things and just getting this edge to be a bit, especially here. Look at this. This looks like it's a cutout with a scissor. It's like it's really sharp. It can't be this sharp. So motion blur sharpness. Like, let's just go frame by frame. Try to detect what the problem was, and really go in and kind of like tweak the things you have. That's even more important than the track. I think the track is moving a little bit. It's moving a little bit. It moved again here. You see it moving. If you go frame by frame here, you see that? That's an extreme movement for the track, especially on the lower section here. You see my mouse, right? You see my mouse, right? Yeah.
So what would you suggest, like that bottom right corner where her hand's blocking all of it? Like,
for the track?
Yeah.
Sometimes I just
I
have
had to guess like where it would be.
I think you've guessed quite nicely, but I think it just needs a fix on this frame. A lot of times we do that. We do tracks by hand, so I wouldn't be surprised that you would have to do it by hand. I don't believe maybe putting an extra corner pinner and fixing it into place. Corner pinning could be one way. I don't believe you'll be able to track this anyway, because one corner is completely blurred. The only one good is this one on the corner. That's the only good one, and the other ones are blocked. I mean, there's really no way, and you can't really offset the track because this perspective is different, and it's So, I mean, what did you use? Was it like manual track, or was it like, what did you use?
I did. I tracked 4-point each corner, and then like the upper right corner was the only good one, and the other 3 I had to like manually do when her hand's in the way. Okay,
I would advise you maybe to look into planner tracking and see if it.
Tried planner, but then like when her hand comes in, it just
goes crazy. Do you have access? Sorry, do you have access to Silhouette?
Not anymore. I had the trial version.
Maybe try to see. Don't buy it again. Maybe just get another trial or something. I would just say that it would be worth a shot to see if their machine learning tools can kind of help you along the way here. Don't believe the CopyCat would do this one. I don't think so. I don't think CopyCat would be. Maybe it. I mean, I would still try it. I mean, you would just need to feed the perfect track to it, like in a couple of frames, especially when it moves and the hand goes over, and just see what happens. For the screen only, the key and the roto, I don't think you would get away with the copycat, but I think for the screen it might be a possibility. Yeah. Yeah, someone was Yoshi was saying something quite funny. What is that dot on the screen that goes through the flower?
So I screen captured myself doing it, but like on my computer, and
Then you
it was
have a
in
finger.
tablet mode. But
Okay, I see. Yeah, because it makes no sense for the finger to be there.
I know.
So yeah. Robbie is saying Mocha would be worth a try. Maybe try it with Mocha. Mocha is quite
No,
good.
I remember Mocha tracking is just really sweet. So
It didn't really work. Okay, fine.
Yeah. No, I mean I didn't try it on this one because my subscription ran out.
Okay,
but I remember it being really nice.
Okay. Also, Nikki on the Twitch chat. We have two chats, by the way. People are, if people understand what I'm saying. Nikki on the Twitch chat is saying that we lost the thumb shadow as well. So you probably want to look into that. Yeah, it's mostly we have the shadow there, but I think you need to improve the shadow's extraction for the rest as well, because you kind of lost. Yeah, it goes in here. That's fine. But it doesn't go in here. You need to like kind of get a bit more shadow into it, because the arm is occluding, so this would be affected a bit more.
I rotoed it out.
A subtle thing, not much, but a subtle thing. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's move on. So what's going on here? What is this all about?
So I just wanted to. This was actually a submission I did for Action VFX, just
cool.
for like their monthly kind of fun things, and I was like, you know what, I want to do something fun just for myself.
Did it get through, or?
They're gonna review it on the at the end of the month.
Okay, cool.
I was like, I want to do some like everything, like match moving for the bullet holes, the sparks.
Yeah.
Tracking for that Action VFX logo I shoved in there, and then the smoke in the background and the laser blasts, obviously, and then I have to rotor her out, obviously.
Yeah. So first things first, the bullet holes. I'm going frame by frame. They look like they're tracked enough. I mean, they float a bit on the air. Especially this one floats a little bit, ever so slightly. When I go frame by frame, maybe it needs.
I think it's because I used that white paper thing at the top to track. Because like everything in the.
Oh yeah, that's a different
I know.
that's a different deep depth thing. You need to like track something in the area where the hole is. The other problem with this hole as well is that the perspective is a bit off, because this is, well, first of all, would it even make a hole? That's the first thing that I would say. I don't think it would make such a big hole. I mean, these are not cannon bullets, so I think you went a bit too far with the holes. I think this should be smaller. And you need to track, for the one inside, you need to track something else. The other thing as well is when the spark comes in, you still have quite a lot of black on the spark, almost like the spark is with some kind of pre-multiplication problem with the key. So you have like black smoke, which doesn't make a lot of sense, because this amount of light would light up, would not make it darker. So you need to like either use a screen operation, or you need to like luma key this a bit better, so you don't have these black lines and black shadows around it. And the other thing as well, on the moment of the blast, you need to light up the interior of this container, because it would lit up inside a little bit. At least it would affect the lighting inside.
Gotcha.
So those would be the things. And yeah, Levish is saying iron is too strong. It would never make a bullet. So maybe instead of a hole, maybe you would recommend you putting a scratch, or maybe just a mark, because maybe the bullet hit and ricocheted. So it could be like, you see all these scratches, maybe put a kind of whitish scratch that stays there, instead of a hole itself.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I would say.
How would you recommend tracking something close there with all that dark? Nothing.
I would say that if you can't track it, just use the tracker by hand. I would say that by that bullet hole would be somewhere around this kind of depthness, because that's the same line of depth. So you could probably use either this black thing here, or maybe these things here. I don't believe it will track, but you could use the tracker and go frame by frame, and just the tracker has this zoom. You know, you have the zoom thing on the corner, and so you can see it really big there. And then by looking at it really big, you can then move, and with a transform, move it by hand, or even move the track. And I think it could probably potentially work by hand. You know.
I tried like grading it so it has super high contrast, but then it changes too much from the lighting and the camera moving around.
Well, hey, maybe you can put your life better by putting the 2 scratches and maybe put a bullet more to this side. So maybe put the 2 bullets on this side, which you can get a better track. No one is going to tell you anything. So maybe try that. Nikki say it's a powerful gun. Yeah, it is a very powerful gun. She would be dead now. You would kill her. Okay, so that's problem number 1. Those 2 things: the shadow, the lighting, and also the way the spark is not completely transparent. All those things. Then moving on, the bullet on the back there needs to be better like the depth of field is not correct. You need to have it match more to the amount of blurriness you have on the window. It's too sharp. It needs to be more blurred. The track is good though. I think it's good enough, but it needs to be more defocused, and maybe a tad little more details for you to know that it's there. I would say that as it gets hit, you should have little micro little debris coming out of it, and so maybe little pieces of glass that come down, just a little bit, like very subtle, but just something just coming down, and that would work. Now the logo of Action Effects was so good that I didn't even notice until you tell me. So, which is a good sign. That means I didn't even notice. I think you did a great job with the logo. Of course, now I'm looking at it. There's a jump here.
There's a little jump.
But I didn't notice when I was watching, and this is because she's covering. She's coming in. So you need to look into how to, because then it goes back to good again. So it's only, you see, that's fine. It's only this frame. These, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I said this on the course that a lot of times we need to just go in and do it by hand. I think you need to do that.
I had to combine like
3
different trackers.
I definitely would advise you to do
times.
that. Yeah, I would definitely advise you to do that. Okay, the rest of that doesn't move anymore, which is nice. Even when she goes over it here, it doesn't move, which is nice. Now the gun. Let's go into the, and there's a smoke on the back there as well. That's the other thing. Before I go to the gun, I'm going to go to the smoke. So the smoke is okay-ish. I can believe the sliding because it looks like it's a different parallax, but it's very static. Is it a static frame?
No, it's just a very slow-moving smoke. So
I would, if you have enough frames, I would retime it so it's faster.
Yeah.
If you have enough frames. Now, be sure to retime it before all your tracking and everything, so it doesn't affect your tracking in roto and everything that you've done. So you need to retime it at the source, I guess, or something. At the source of the read node. Okay, let's go to her now. Let's go here. So she's there. First break. Yeah, you did a really good job with the lighting up of her. What I would say is, yeah, this is great. The flash is great. This glow is great. She's really well lit up. I would not lit up this section of the black. Black doesn't really get so lit up. It's much more harder for you to get black to light up that much, and especially
painted too much. Yeah.
Yeah, especially because it's only on the first frame that happens. Second frame, you're fine. You see, second frame, you actually cut it. It's only
actually erased it, yeah.
Yeah, so it's only on that frame. But yeah, this is great. Now, you do need to work on the intensity because that's fine. This is the correct lighting that you get. That's still the correct lighting. And then in here, it needs to be less light because the bullet is gone.
It's gone.
So it would be a lot less, if not even gone. You know,
almost gone,
at least half of it, maybe half of it. Now, this is all nice. I like this a lot. You even put the bullet there. That's a really nice touch. The laser, or whatever that is. I like also the dynamic range you gave it to it. It's really bright, which is really nice, overexposed, as it usually it should be. So, and then the next one, yeah. The next one, I think you did a better job on the first one, because on the first one, the bullet is not there, and then the bullet is here already coming out of the nozzle. Like the second time it hits, I think your light shows up before the bullet.
Too early.
So that frame shouldn't be there. I think it should be black, and then it goes directly to this, you know, because you need to, like, the light source would only be affected. Yeah, so it's one frame offset. And also her face is not even being touched now. And then it should get lit up. This is good, the light up. And I think you can tighten up a bit the roto here on the shoulder pads thing. And this is all good. And again, by the time the bullet is gone, you could decrease the brightness on her face. And also the bullet is gone. You don't need to have so much light on this last frame, because it's gone. Sure. You know, it's been gone. Yeah, so it's done. And then she's really strong, isn't she? It's like, imagine holding in the hand like that and like not even doing anything.
Well, I think there's actually 3 more shots.
Yeah, like it's like if I was filming this, I would have told the actress to hold the gun with the 2 hands, because it's a huge blast. Like, she would need to have a big arm to recoil that. Even a big dude with a big girl with a big arm would still have recoil, you know. So the recoil is not big enough. You know, this is the problem with shooting with not real guns. You don't get recoil. So that's definitely not. Looks like she has a toy gun, which is what she has. Okay, so again here, this is nice. I think you could. This frame is too bright, and I think you could still have a little bit more brightness here as well on the first frame. That's fine, and then it goes, and again the light is still here. Need to decrease by half that light, you know, and then oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, really nice shot, man. So you see a couple of things. I need to send it already, but if you want to put it in your show reel, you need to improve these things. So it's a bit more seamless, and it's not much. I don't think it's too hard for you to tweak these things. Of course, I'm saying this, but you have the one doing it. But I'm just saying that it doesn't look like it's too much work to get.
No, it's just like attention to detail, basically.
Yeah, but that's what compositing is. That's exactly it. In this, I'm really glad you said that. That is exactly why I do these showreel reviews and why I've done 120 of them. What we do on these showreel reviews is exactly what compositing is all about. Frame by frame, zooming in, attention to detail, just checking things. Man, you don't see here, but I have a 34-inch screen in front of me. I'm watching this in full screen. You know, like people can see it on the stream right now, but it's a huge screen in front of me, and I try to have it as big as possible on my screen to really check it. And sometimes if I'm really going through it in detail, I even go downstairs to my bigger TV, my 50-inch, and just really go through it and see, because once you see things really big, you really notice slides. Yeah. So I recommend you loading shots to your biggest TV on your house. If you have a projector, even better. I have a projector, so sometimes I load up the projector and put the frames there and go frame by frame. And it's simple, you know. You can even load up the shot onto a laptop, connect it to a projector or TV, and just go frame by frame, or loop it, and you'll immediately notice slides. You'll notice discrepancies on the edges. You'll notice grain problems, and you'll immediately notice a bunch of stuff you never noticed on your screen. You know, it's really different. That's why we do dailies on companies with big screens. That's why. And also because people watch films on big screens, so it's easier. Yeah, exactly.
I think you said like 1 pixel might not seem a big deal, but in IMAX you're going to see it for sure.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a huge lump. Like that's the thing. And sometimes, sometimes we see them. You know, sometimes we see them. That's why sometimes there's bad VFX and bad CG, and sometimes we do notice more often than we think. And often it's not because of the artists involved. It often is deadlines and feedback. And so many times in my career, sorry, my voice is losing my voice. So many times in my career, we had like 50 versions of something, and we're really happy with version 50. And then the client calls, guys, I really like version 30. Can we just have that one? And then oh, we deliver in an hour, and so version 30 goes, and that's it. And version 30 maybe has the color they like, or it has the CG they like, but then the roto wasn't done, or the keying was done, or the tracking wasn't completely done as version 50. And that's why sometimes you see shots incomplete on cinema because of that. It's not as often these days because sometimes they fix things. Like I remember a couple years back, well, this was years ago, when the last season of Stranger Things came out. I watched the season right away when it came out at the hour that it was broadcasted, and so I went to Netflix and watched it and binged it, and then noticed a couple of problems and some rotos and I noticed like some weird things going on, and then a few days later there was news going around that Netflix updated some shots on the show, and so now with streaming it's a lot easier to update shots and for those things to be ironed out, like the Game of Thrones situation where they have a Starbucks cup. That's not there anymore. But if you buy the Blu-ray, it is. So I have the Blu-ray. It's there, which is quite funny. So yeah, but this Daniel, this is a really good shot, and I really think that as a junior compositor, that should be your first shot, because it's really good. It's really, if you can accomplish all those little things, should be on the beginning of your show reel, because it kind of showcases a lot of the stuff you've done, and then maybe move on to this dude here, and then move on to everything else you have here. And maybe if you can get the key to work a bit better, maybe you could have this as a second shot, because this is also a lot more complex than the other shots that you have. So I would do that if you can get it to work. And then
I think I can, like, just key light plus rotoing all the sections.
Now I have some bad news. I don't believe this shot is as accomplished as the other shots you have. I think this shot is not looking as good as everything else you've done. And it might not be your fault. I mean, where is this coming from? Is this CG done by someone? Is it by you?
Yeah,
like, what's happening here?
This was a Blender compositing course I did from CG Boost, and I took the assets and did it in Nuke.
Okay, cool. So a couple of problems that I would say. Well, first of all, let's just try to deconstruct. There's quite a lot of things to talk about. So this was a daytime thing, of course. Let's start with that. So the nighttime you created, I think it looks good. I mean, you were lucky that it's a cast day, so there's not much shadows. But I think you did a good job. It might be a little bit too blue, maybe. I would say that, especially on cities, we see some houses there, and we see, especially if you're in a city like LA, or if you're in London, or even if you're on the countryside and you're looking into the city, you always see some lights going on. So I think it's a bit too much blue, and I definitely would still keep some light pollution on the back there. I feel like I'm missing the light pollution of houses and cities there, and I think that could sell your shot a bit better. If you could get some of these clouds to have a little bit more light from, maybe there's a city landscape in the back there or something, would make it a bit more realistic. So that would be for me in terms of making this shot,
selling it better.
Selling it a bit better. Now, in terms of the light, this looks great. The lights that you've put in, that's looking really nice. You did a great job with the CG integration. I think that's nice. I would say, though, that if this is a night shot, the lamps should be on. That's one thing missing. So
they do come on. You just can't see them.
Sorry. Okay, so then it needs to be a lot more. So
I was wondering, like, should I have added some, like, slight God rays or something? Or?
Yeah, you should have, like, especially because so much atmosphere on the ground with this dude here, you should definitely increase the glow of those lamps, and then have a very subtle God ray going on, and then a little bit more lit up on the parking lot as well. You've seen it. Like, if you go at nighttime on the parking lot and you take a photo at night, it's really strong, those lights. So I think you need a bit more light.
Honestly, like, I know better. I always try to use reference, like real-life reference.
Exactly. Robbie has a really good point on the chat, on the YouTube chat, which is some atmospheric fog. That could really help. Don't know how much you could probably pull that off on Blender, maybe, or something. That could be a nice touch to have some texture. What is this guy doing, by the way? He's like dropping his guard with the gun. Like, what's going on here? So anyway, doesn't matter. That's a CG dude that you found, that you brought in from I'm gonna close this down.
CG boost. So yeah, I just wanted to show that I can
Just
shuffle all the EXRs and
yeah, of course. I'm gonna close these nodes down because I don't need them, and they're a bit heavy, so I'm gonna just like close all this down. Okay. Yeah, so atmospheric fog could really help, I think. Could be nice. Very subtle thing. Could be a nice thing to do. Now, the rest, let's look into the rest. I think that I'm not entirely sure what's going on in the back there. That's the ignition thing, I guess, or something, isn't it?
kind of the exhaust,
the boosts, yeah. If it is that strong, it would lit up the background. Like, I mean, if it's lighting up so much the atmosphere, I would still see some light there on the back there. Maybe not on the palm tree, but at least on the back there. Yeah, a little bit there. And then you have a huge amount of flicker going on this section here of the thing. Either you need to denoise it, or you need to like maybe stabilize it and track it in or something. It's really, really distracting, that noise inside there. So maybe try to bake it or try to track it in 2D as a still, Could probably work as a still in 2D. I don't think... Let's see here. So when it starts... yeah, so that's fine. That's all fine. Like the flare. It kind of... you cut it there, so you show it again. Yeah, so it's kind of here that is really the big offender. Yeah. Now, the other thing as well, I'm not entirely sure I would be sold on those sparks that go into the floor. They kind of look... What is going on there? Is the machine kind of having some problems or something, or...
I don't know, it's in the assets, so I was like,
okay,
I'll just add some glow and make them kind of diminish as they get cold.
How is it landing? Where's the landing gear? That's the other thing.
Yeah, this isn't a strong piece. I'm gonna do something else.
Yeah, I think it could be a strong piece if you put the light pollution in the back there. If you can develop some kind of fog, put a bit more lights on the lamps, I think it could become a really cool thing. Especially if you could get an atmospheric thing that would be very strong, because he's landing, right? So if he's landing, imagine a helicopter would be blowing wind all over the place. So if you could find some kind of atmospheric that would be very windy, that would be really nice. And
let me ask you this: like, so I could just fill my own whatever parking lot, track it, and make the alembic for Blender and do my own thing. Like, would hiring people really care about that kind of skill right now? Or?
No, I don't believe so. No, I don't think so, because it's never... You're probably not going to do a CG shot in a while as you get into the company. So this is really just good for you to showcase that you know how to do a CG shot. You already have good principles. I just feel that this shot needs a bit of something, and I feel like the atmospherics could really be the thing that could work. When I look at this moment is the best moment. Look at this. Like, you have a really nice moment here with the flaring, and so I think atmosphere would work really well. What I would advise you would be to... This is a plate, right, that you have. For you to do atmospheres on this plate, I would advise you to pick this up and try to get a depth map out of it. And for that, I would recommend using... I'll show you. Again, this is something I'm going to go through on Tuesday as well. But on CopyCat, you have on the category that I closed. I did close it. Sorry. That would be... I probably still have a new window. Sorry, just give me a second. So if I go to history, I can probably have the last thing I closed, which would be the category. Yeah, there you go. So I would recommend trying to use the Deep Pro, the Depth Pro, or the Midas. One of these two, which are part of Nuke anyway. Deep Pro you had to... Sorry, Midas is there, very unstable, but the Deep Pro need to install it. So you need to go in here, download it, and install it. The instructions are all here. You just need to install it. It's a 1.6 gigs, and the instructions are here how to install it, and you can just put it inside your Nuke thing. And this is really powerful because it develops depth passes from footage. And so it works really well. It's very flickering though, but you know, one step at a time. Try it first and see how you go. I think I have it here. Where is it? No, it's not on this one. It's on. Maybe it's on this one. I have it somewhere here. No, it's on. It's on one of the, because I've been screen grabbing it for my. No, it's not there. Yeah, there you go. It's at the end there. So I've been screen grabbing it for my classes. Eventually, because you're part of the course, you'll see some of my CopyCat classes anyway. Dropping in like a month or so. That's my plan, at least. If I go in here, you see, using that deep thing, that's what I did. I picked up this footage, and you see it created a depth pass. It's flickering a lot, but the flickering can be fixed with CopyCat or with the flickering tools. But this is a raw depth pass created by just a piece of footage with the CopyCat node. And so you could give this a go and see what happens. It works quite nicely most of the time, and maybe construct a depth out of this. And then with that depth, you could use it to color correct the fog in, you know, putting a fog into it with a grade node and see if it looks nice. Of course, keep in mind that you need to then, it's going to get more complicated now, but you're going to need to bring in the depth pass of the CG elements you have as well, and then somehow merge it into the depth you've created with the footage, so you have one single depth for the whole thing merged.
Right.
And so that's the more tricky thing, but you probably need to use a Z-merge node for that, and then just get them into the right kind of line. So it could be, yeah, I would definitely try it. You know, I would give it a go, see if it can be done, because I think it could improve the shot quite a lot.
So, yeah, definitely needs some love.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, that's done. Yeah, like I said, you have a really good showreel, so don't get dissuaded by all this conversation and all this chatting. I know we've been gone and on and on. I've been live for 2 hours. I was, of course, half an hour whapping away, but we've been doing this review for an hour and a half now. So.
Oh wow!
I do apologize.
Yeah. No, are you kidding? Oh, I appreciate it.
And I do understand. Someone like told me the other day, like you know, these showreels, Hugo, they're not very realistic because you get 10 minutes with a recruiter. But that's not what this is. This is for you to be ready to be with a recruiter. So that's the whole point. This is not really a review. It's more like we're going through the shots very deeply. And then once you get to the recruiter or you send it over, then those 10 minutes would be more easy to go through because you fixed almost everything, you know. So I think you have a really strong showreel. And I think if you can fix these things that we went over here, you have a really good shot. I do think for you to become, it's quite hard right now with the industry. There's not a lot of work out there, and it's a rough spot the industry is right now in because of the strikes that we had a few years back, and the industry is still recovering. But things are looking up with some of the tax benefits that are existing right now in certain countries, and work is really starting to ramp up. So I definitely think you should finish this and send it to companies. But you definitely need to make sure you are proficient in CopyCat before you send it over, because they're gonna want you as a junior to use CopyCat to use CopyCat to help your shot. So that you saw that face with give an example. Like before, when we did this woman here, we had like 20 shots or something. At the time, this was like almost 10 years ago we did this short film. I think it was like 8 years ago or something like that. And so this short film, we at the time had like 10 roto artists doing like maybe 20 shots or something. And maybe more than 20. I can't remember how many shots it was. It was a lot of shots. And we had, each person would like do 3 or 4 shots each or something like that. And right now with CopyCat, if it kind of works out like it did on this shot, this means that you could probably pick up all 20 shots yourself, you know, and maybe have half of them done with CopyCat by themselves, and then the other half you do them by yourself. And so that's a really good core skill to showcase on the recruitment, because then you can handle a lot more bandwidth. You know, you can push a lot of more shots out the door by yourself and just focus on the really tricky ones. and the easier ones could be done by themselves with either a second machine or on the background. I don't really advise people to do copycat processing, machine learning processing on the background while working on a shot, because it's really heavy to the computer. So either using a second machine or doing it during the night, because it's really heavy processing for the GPU. But if you have a really bulky machine, then you can do it. Like I, for example, have 2 GPUs on my machine, and so I have the ability to have one copycat training on one GPU, and I have the second GPU for the other Nuke script. So effectively, I can run 2 machine learning things at the same time because I have 2 GPUs. So that's an alternative as well for those kind of systems. But yeah, I think you have a really good showreel here, Daniel. Sorry, apologize, Daniel. And I think you should just keep going and do these notes that we've went through today. And then when you feel ready, feel free to send it over to me again. You're my student. You can contact me on Discord. You can send it over. Before you send it to everyone, just send it over and I can have a look at it if you want. Happy to have a look at it privately if you want. It's not a problem. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hugo, is there a type of shot that you would have liked to see? Like a skill set or something?
Yeah, well, I mean...
Besides copycat.
Well, yeah, copycat is one of them. I think you have pretty much everything. You have really advanced key and roto, some hair keying, nasty hair keying, some markers removal. You have some rope removal. You have some CG compositing as well. I mean, if anything, it would just be iterations of the same stuff. Like it's... If anything, for cleanup, maybe you're missing a 3D tracking projection cleanup system. Like maybe something that would be like a shot that you would shoot a street, you would 3D track it, and then using UV projections or projectors, you could maybe remove stuff from the street, or that's maybe true. One thing that is missing on your showreel that would be very beneficial, especially with the new 3D system of Nuke upcoming. It's going to be really nice to do certain things, and even the new 3D system right now in Nuke 16 is already quite good right now as well. Yeah, but it's really good. I mean, I think you did a great job. Yeah. So, and there's other things as well that you can look into, like Andrew on Twitch is saying here, for those kind of things, maybe try Confi UI instead of CopyCat. That's a thing you could try as well and have a look at that. I find that Confi UI, for me personally, which is a tool of AI tool. I'm not completely 100% sure I'm using it yet, and I'm going to use it because it has a lot of gray areas. Confi UI is using quite a lot of generative AI models, and I just stay away from that until things are a bit more settled and a bit more precise of what's exactly happening in the industry. I mean, I'm looking into it, and I'm keeping an eye on it. And there's a few courses now. Victor Perez has a course about it, and FX PhD has a course about it. I think it's too early. It's not industry standard yet. People are really still checking what they're going to do with it. If you can use Confi UI with your own data sets or with data sets that are owned by you, or the data sets that are ethically sourced, then it's a different conversation. But it's really difficult to understand what's ethical sourced in the middle of this mess, because there's so much around and so much that we don't really quite know where it comes from. So so for
copycat for sure.
Yeah, copycat is different because it's internal, and that's why it's not as good as Confi UI. Like, I know some companies are using Confi UI, but it's a different for a company, because a company can basically load every project they've done inside the system. And so they can really train their own AIs and their own machine learning tools with everything they've done for years and decades. And so they can have a source of material that they can use. It's a different thing for one single person, which is depending on other sets of data, so yeah. Anyway, any other questions, or is it good? Are you happy with this?
I'm super happy. Thank you so much for your time, Hugo.
Not a problem. You were lucky, Daniel, that there was no one else today, so you got the whole time. So, thank you so much for joining. And like I said, if you want to show the showreel more advanced, feel free to contact me on Discord. I'm every day on Discord. I have it on with notifications on my phone. So I try to answer as much as I can. So yeah.
Well,
so,
I have a lot of work to do, so I'll be busy.
Well, good luck with everything, and I'll see you around, my friend.
Okay, thank you so much.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for that. That was great. I'm just gonna close the call here, and there we go. That's closed. Cool. Well, we should have done a break. I didn't do a break, and I really need to go to the loo, and we need to do the giveaway as well, and let's do that. So I'm going to leave you with the giveaway. If you want to get my course for free, remember, if you're already a student of mine, you can get the workshops for free. So I'll just do a really quick break for us to wait to do the giveaway. During the break, I will show you some of the sponsors and some of the supporters of the channel. I'll leave you with that. It's going to be 10 minutes of break. And then when we come back from the break, we are going to do the giveaway. But also, like, I'm happy to answer some questions. We can do a little short Q&A if you guys have questions. If not, we'll leave it for today. So I'll be right back. Give it 10 minutes. And, yeah. And so let's just, I'll just put the break thing going on here. And, yeah, I'll see you in exactly 10 minutes, okay?
Hello everyone! I'm super excited to give you a glimpse of my first cookbook, Green Recipes for All, featuring over 50 dishes inspired by amazing Mediterranean food. Inside you can find recipes made with a variety of fresh, healthy and versatile ingredients and popular plant-based products. These are great choices whether you already follow a plant-based diet or simply wish to cook a few weekly meat-free meals to reduce your overall meat consumption. In the book, you'll find a wide range of new and exclusive recipes, from soups and big salads to main courses and desserts, as well as some of the most popular recipes here on my channel, such as the perfectly cooked non-stick rice or the tabbouleh-style bulgur and mixed bean salad. Not forgetting a new version of the delicious tofu chocolate mousse. So, if you'd like to have a look at my book and try some of the recipes, just visit any Amazon marketplace and order a copy, which is available in hardcover, paperback, or digital formats. Hope you enjoyed the book, have fun cooking, and see you next time.
Are you interested in learning compositing? My Nuke course is currently 50% off. Join today to have access to 150 pre-recorded classes, 50 hours of training, using real production assets covering industry standard techniques, with over 200 gigs of showreel material, and access to a private Discord channel with over 2,300 students. This course is endorsed by Foundry and has access to a Foundry student license paid separately. Join today at hugosdesk.myshopify.com. Okay, I'm back. Thank you so much for still being here. We're going to do the giveaway. And of course, if we have there's some questions or something like that, we can go through them as well if you want, as well, of course. But yeah, thank you so much for being here today. We had a really great day. It was really nice. I think I really enjoyed. I have a cold, of course, so I'm not 100%. But it was a nice day. And now, of course, as always, I'm really thirsty, so I brought my green cola here. I keep saying this on every stream. It is not a sponsor. They do not sponsor my stream. But I do love green cola. I have been meaning to contact them for a long, long time. But I do tend to really enjoy it. Because this cola is really special. They don't have any artificial stuff on it. It doesn't have acids. It doesn't have aspartame. It's really good. It's like, it basically has no aspartame, no preservatives, and it's really tasty as well. So I recommend it if anyone has access to it. I know they only exist in some countries, but I really like it, and I will contact them someday. But they are not a sponsor. No. I love that. It's just beautiful. Thanks so much for kind words, Daniel. Thanks, Leo. Amazing to hear such a detailed review. Very useful. Yeah. Thank you so much for saying that, Leo. I kind of feel that I really feel like doing detailed reviews really helps people to understand first what they could change on the showreel. But especially for me, I feel like it's a great way for you to get into the mindset of the attention to detail you need to have a showreel. And that's really where I'm coming from. That's why I really am so grateful the BenQ helps these streams, and they believe on these streams as well. They really like them as well. And it's really important for people to have an eye, to learn an eye. I feel like these showreels reviews or great to develop your eye for detail. That's why I do them. I'm sorry. I still have shouldn't maybe be drinking a cold drink, but I'm so thirsty. Anyway, just wanted to let you know as well that I'm not doing it today because I'm sick, but I have been also playing some games in stream. So you probably know that I was playing this. I did 2 streams right so far. I've been playing on offline because I was a bit sick, so I've been playing it offline. But this is a really good game. So expect some live streams on Silent Hill F at some point because it's really good. Not today though. I'm a bit sick, and I think I want to save my voice. I also wanted to say that this game is outstanding. Man, this is such a beautiful game. Sweet Carole. This is an amazing, Bye Sweet Carole. Amazing game. It's like a 2D animation game. It's unbelievable how good it is. It's like, I was shocked by how good it looked. I bought it on a whim. I didn't really knew what it was. I will show you what I mean, Carole. You're going to be blown away when you see the trailer, man. This is like, how is this even possible? How is this even a game? You're going to see what I mean. I'm going to show it on the screen for you guys to see because this is just something else. Okay, so I don't think it has, does it have something? Yeah, I hope it doesn't get flagged, but I will try. Yeah, so here's just have a look at this. This is a game, okay? This is a video game. I'm going to take away the sound because I'm going to be flagged. This is an actual game, a real game. It's unbelievable. Oh, sorry. That was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to put myself there in the corner. All of this, everything you're watching here is an actual 2D animated game done by a really small team. It's unbelievable, this game. I've been playing it for a few hours, and the game is not very long. It's a platform game. It's available on PC as well. It's on Steam. It's Xbox, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Steam as well. It's just unbelievable. I was just shocked at how good this looks. It looks like a Disney 1950s cartoon. You know, it's really, really remarkable how good this looks. It's I don't even know how they did this. So good. I'm really, really thinking maybe I should contact the developer and maybe interview them or something. I really think I should do that because, man, this game is so beautiful. And it's a good game as well, which also helps. You know, when the games are good as well, it also helps. So I really recommend that game. It's called Bye Sweet Carole. So I'm really gonna see if I can get. I'm gonna contact him. What do I have to lose? Maybe I can convince them to come into the show. That would be nice. I really think it would be nice. Nikki, thank you so much for your lovely. Thank you so much for your lovely, kind words, my friend. Okay, so last thing is the competition. So we had the giveaway. I'll put it on the chat again, and then we will basically go through this thing. So I'll put it on the screen as well, so that you have. Oh, did I forget to make the QR code? I did. Wait, just a second. I forgot to download the QR code. Where is it? Where is it? Oh my God. Okay. Where did I put that? I think it's here. Yes, it is. Okay. Never mind. Okay. So now it is. Now it's on screen. So that's the giveaway. So that's a QR code and that's a link. Nuke composting course. If you're one of my students already, you probably already if you have already the course, you can get the workshops course. I'm happy to give you that. And yeah, I'm gonna just see how many people are here for the course. And Robbie says on YouTube, you said about Z-merge in this stream. I've been looking on the way to merge both depth and the Gruel workshop. Is it can merge Z-depth? Pro and cons of doing it separately. Yes, you can merge Z-merge. Using the Z-merge, you can merge Z-depths. Yes, it works really really well. So yeah, that's possible. So yeah. Okay, let's see here. So the giveaway. Oh yeah. Okay, so we have how many people? We have 20 people that showed up on the giveaway. That's great. So remember as well, if you don't win this giveaway, you can still get the course for 70% off. Don't forget. So you can still do this. You can still do this. Yeah, Nikki's. Yeah, I'm really gonna contact the developer. I've saw them on X on Twitter, and I'm really doing that. I'm gonna do that because it looks so beautiful, that game, and I really wanted to talk to them, see what they have to say about the development of the game. I would love to. So maybe after my stream. So maybe after the CopyCat stream or something, a few days after, maybe I could give that a go. Yeah, that's right. This is the next stream. Don't forget, Tuesday. Mark your calendars. Tuesday next week. If you want the link, I'll give you as well, because I don't think I gave you the link. The link is already there, so it is. It shows up. Yeah, so I think it is here. So let's just have a look here. So I think it is. Is it? Yeah, it is. So you see it on screen now. So if you go in here to live, it is here. See, that's the CopyCat stream. So I'll put the link on the chat as well. So that's the next one. CopyCat stream. So that's that stream. So yeah, be sure to be there. It would really help me for everyone to be there, because Foundry is sponsoring it, and the more people I show that the more people that I show that on the stream, the more I can convince them to do more streams. So it's important for everyone to show up and show their support, so that I have enough numbers on the stream to really convince them to continue doing it. So if you could, it would be amazing. If you could do that, it would be so good. And even if you're not available, maybe just leave your computer on, so that I have one more view. Yeah, so it's important for me to showcase to Foundry and to sponsors that this works. Thanks so much for adding to the calendar. Thank you so much. Wenpin, hi Hugo, planning to get the workshops. Just wanted to ask you, is it recorded or will be live? It's recorded. It's pre-recorded, but you still have access to the Discord channel and you can talk to me and we can go through things if you want, but it's all pre-recorded. Yes. As I said on the beginning, not all of them are finished. And so when you buy it now, you'll have access to everything that is done already. But there's a few workshops that are still being done and being finished, including one of them that will have CopyCat quite a lot on the thing. Yeah, Tyler, I know. I need to interview them. I know. I really need to do that. I need to email them and message them and ask them if they would like to do that. Minecraft Builds says, Hugo, just watch your Nuke tutorial series. Love your channel. Oh, thank you so much for saying that, my friend. Thank you so much. I know we didn't do a lot of Nuke composting this year, but I'm getting back to it as well. I was sick for a while. And kind of like not in a good place, and so but I'm a bit more back now. So I'm glad to be here. It's been really nice to spend it with all of you. Okay, so let's do the giveaway. And yeah, so I have 20. Oh yes, now I have more people. I have like 27 people now on the giveaway. So let's just do this thing and do the winner and see who wins. Draw the winner. Draw the winner. Okay, so I have a winner here. Let's see if they are here. Winner of the Nuke course is... Need to make sure I don't have his email there. The email of them. So that's the winner. I have Clemens Schneider. I think that's how I pronounce that. Clemens Schneider. So I'm posting it on both the chats on YouTube and also the chats on Twitch. So Clemens Schneider, congratulations, my friend. Not sure if you're here, so I can... You're here. Okay, cool. Hey, look at that. It's sugar-free. That's your name. That's exactly what these are. They are sugar-free as well, the green colas. Congratulations, my friend. Don't worry, everyone else. If you want a Nuke course, I'll do another giveaway on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we'll have the giveaway of the Nuke Indie license for free. And also I will be giving away 2 courses during the stream as well. So we'll have a lot more streams there. Congratulations, Sugar Free. Congratulations. And I am sorry that now everyone knows your name. But I didn't know really how I could say who won without saying your name. So I apologize for that now everyone knows your name. But hey, very few people watch this, so it's fine. Okay, so I will leave you. I'm feeling a bit worse now, and my throat is a bit tired because I was talking so long. So I'll leave you with some stats as well. I love a little bit of stats. It's always nice to have some stats. And so basically, don't forget. Before I go to the stats, don't forget next week on Tuesday. Don't forget CopyCat stream with Foundry. Don't forget that it's going to be next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Always remember you can support my channel on Patreon as well. Please consider that. It would really mean a lot to me. And having said that, really want to thank my Patreons. They are the bread and butter of this channel. And so I really like to thank my producer level Patreons, which are the most exclusive Patreons I have on my channel. And those are Adrian, Ben, Daniel, Fedor, Hiroshi, Kasun, Perti, Peter, and this. So I have 3 Peters there. That's quite funny. And then, of course, all the other members in Patreons, all of them. Thank you so much for... I'm not going to read all their names. And apologies, I'm covering some of the names. So I'm going to just remove myself from there. So thank you so much for all the members and all the Patreons. I could not have this channel without your support and your help. And so thank you so much for helping me so much on this channel. Really means a lot to me. And yeah. And of course, you can get my Nuke course 70% off with the gift code Halloween. Just put Halloween on the checkout and you get 70% off. Either on each of the courses, or you can have it also on the bundle as well. And that's it, really. That's it. Thank you so much for being here. And as stats, as I was saying, it was really nice today. So surprising. I had 250 people watching on YouTube. And I had about 45 people watching on Twitch. So I had 300 people watching. Oh my God, 300 people. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really hope Ferrari has a good day next week, this weekend. So I'll see you all later. Thank you so much for everything. It's great to always spend the time with you guys, with my community. It's really nice, and thank you so much. And I'll see you all later. This video, of course, will be available as a VOD soon enough. I mean, it's already available if you go to the link, but the chapters won't be available. So I'll put the chapters in so it can guide you through the stream, and then you can watch it on the chapters. So, yeah. Mapu, you're a desperate Ferrari fan. Yes, like me as well. We are destined to suffer, my friend. We are destined to suffer. That's what Ferrari people do. Oh, thank you so much, Nikis, for telling me to feel better. I am feeling a bit worse now because of my throat. So I'll see you all later. Have a great time. Have a great weekend. I'll see you all Tuesday. Make sure you come and support the stream on Tuesday so that I can show everyone that we have a lot of people in this great community. Thank you so much. I'll see you all later. Bye. Bye, everyone.